Hello and welcome to Halo. Now, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I don't know if my intention is to record a blog style video or if I'm just playing for entertainment, but I'm just gonna play and see what happens. I like to kind of keep my headphones only partially on because there are a lot of people in this house and they might want to speak to me, so gotta make sure they can actually hear me. So I think we'll just do some casual firefight, just fighting against AI, nothing super stressful. I don't feel like getting really sweaty. This game's interesting. I've been playing it since it came out about 2 years ago now. Yeah, about like two years in a few months. And I enjoy it. I really do enjoy playing it. Sometimes it's not super fun. Most of the time it's like pretty fun. It's never like I play this and I'm like, oh boy, I'm having so much fun. No, usually it's like I'm having a good amount of fun. And I just felt like recording something now. So that's what I'm doing now. So we need a topic. We need something to talk about. What's been going on in my life? Well, a lot of stuff's been going on. So if you've been following my main channel, you would have noticed that some stuff has been going on. Oh, look at that. That's my character. Mr. Claus is what I call him. This is the first time I've called him that. You'll have noticed that I made a movie, a film. Not a full film, a partial film. And it's a pretty good film in my opinion, but it's not great. But, for having not made a film before, I think it's pretty good. Oh, man. As much as I'd love to relax, this game always takes some energy to play. You can never fully relax while playing this. Even when it's a more casual mode like this is, it's still pretty sweaty. But I'm going to try to keep it casual. So, you might have noticed, as I was saying, that I made it a film. It's called Filming Hole. It's a film set in the sewers, featuring myself and my friend Elijah, who you may know as the guy who was in that one Jax Films video. And I might be in a Jax Films video too, by the way. I submitted my exciting tunnel video to his challenge, and he did react to it on stream, so I might end up in the video whenever he gets around to making that. So that's pretty cool. I'm basically famous now. So yeah, but I made a movie. That's the big thing that's happened, and that was interesting. That was interesting to make. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about movie making by making a movie, as you might perhaps expect. And I think I'd like to make another movie sometime in the future. I don't know exactly what, but it would be cool to make something. So, for me, since we're talking about like maybe making something new here, and I just died there, but that's fine. For me, it's always weird with projects. I can never just sit down and make a project. I need inspiration. I need like some sort of prompt, some sort of idea. Like Filming Hole was like, oh, we found this cool sewer, this storm sewer, and I think this would be a good setting for a horror movie. And so I wrote a horror movie to go with the setting that I found. But if you told me, like, right now, go and make another movie, I would be completely lost because I would have no idea what to do. So I always need a prompt, something to get me going. And I have been finding ways to get past that in recent months. I took a fiction writing course this last year, this last fall, and in that course I got a lot of writing practice. I wrote something like two long stories, or short stories, but decent length short stories, and I also wrote some other interesting stuff. And part of that class involved the teacher basically told us to just sit down and write as many prompts for stories as we could. He told us specifically to write 5 prompts. And, well, I've never just sat down and tried to come up with a prompt for a story before, so that was something. But it was a really helpful experience. One of the prompts for the stories that I wrote ended up being the plot for the story that I was most proud of that I produced for that class, and that would have been Chairs and Cheers, which you might find out about soon if you follow my main channel, and we'll get to that. So I wrote a lot of stories, and I also kind of learned how to prompt myself a little bit into coming up with ideas. And this isn't to say I became good at it, because if I had become good at it, I wouldn't be saying now that I lack inspiration for projects. I'm still not good at just coming up with ideas on the fly, but I at least have a framework where if I really was pushed to do it, I probably could. And that's really helpful. Like, if you think about it, just being able to come up with ideas, or having some idea how you'd even come up with ideas, like that is an extremely helpful skill. So, anyway, one of the cool things about this semester is that I did a lot of creative stuff. Like, the entire reason I made the film is because in the class I learned how to properly format and write a screenplay. If I'd never learned that in class, I never would have made this film. I never would have had the confidence to actually write down a script and make the film. But even within the required work for the class, not the work that inspired other work, I created lots of cool things. I made short stories, I made plays, I made some other cool stuff, and it kind of made me realize that writing is my primary skill, and it's my primary creative inclination. I'm a writer. That just became very clear in this class. When I was writing the stories, I was having so much fun. I was really enjoying it. And it sort of confirmed that my future is probably to become a writer. That just seems extremely clear to me now. And as soon as I realized that that was true, I started to think, like, okay, I'm really going to become a writer. And if I'm going to become a writer, I cannot waste time. I need to begin building up my skills to be able to reach my full creative potential. And so that leads me to 2024. And in 2024, I have a very ambitious goal, but one which I think I can very easily meet, and that's to write one short story every 2 weeks. One every 2 weeks. I'm not asking for a lot. I mean, when I was taking the class, I wrote 3 playwrights in like 3 days. And they weren't long playwrights, but they were playwrights nonetheless. And the hardest part of any project is just coming up with the idea and beginning the project. Once you start working on the project, things become a lot easier after that. For me, it's always the getting started that's hard, not the execution. And so, yeah, every 2 weeks in 2023, I will be writing a story. That's my plan. And in addition to that, the other thing is, as a writer, you can't just become a writer and then start making money. You can't just instantly become a career writer. It takes planning and it takes effort. And as a writer, I want to make sure that people know that I'm capable of writing, of doing cool things. You know, I want to showcase my skill. And so with these stories that I write, I will be publishing them both in a written format and also on my channel. I will be doing audiobooks for all of my stories that I make, or at least all the ones that are presentable, because not all of them might be good. But yeah, I'm going to be making videos where I basically just narrate the what am I saying? I narrate the videos to the camera, and that just allows people to consume the content that I create, the creative content that I'm making in a easy format. Because, you know, not everyone has time to sit down and read a story. And I mean, you know, I wish people did. I think there is a serious problem in our culture of not being patient. But I kind of understand it. And so, as easy as I can make it for people to consume the stuff that I make, I will make it easy as much as I can. That's one of my goals. And that is what I'm planning to do. Really, my main goal in 2024 is to get the proverbial engine going for my creativity and start really building up my skills in a practical way and exploring what I'm capable of doing. Because it's really fascinating, because if you'd asked me in even just the first half of 2023, like, what creative stuff have you done? I'd say not a lot. I mean, sure, I've been running the YouTube channel, 2 YouTube channels, but I've never really done any big projects or any like purely creative projects, like since I would even say as long as high school. And that's really a shame. So to be able to say that I'm now back at it, I'm now making stuff again, that's just super exciting, and I'm excited to get into it. So yeah, 2024 has me very excited. Oh, okay. All right. So we've not quite won this yet, so I have a little more time. Um, it's an interesting idea. Like, what, if you were to think about yourself, like, what are you capable of? Do you know what you as an individual are capable of? Like, I have to be honest, if you asked me what I was capable of sometime in the first half of 2023, I would have said, like, yeah, I can do some cool stuff, but I don't think I can do anything, like, amazing. I wouldn't call myself, like, like, brilliant. I had really ambitious plans, but those were just plans. I hadn't really executed anything that was really, like, impressive. But within the last half of 2023, I not only wrote some stories of which I am very proud. One in particular, I think you're really gonna like it. Once you see the audiobook version, once I make the video for that. But also, like, a whole film? Are you kidding me? Like, how many people can say they've made a film? It's super cool. It's one of those things where, like, I don't think the project was amazing, but just the fact that I was able to make that is really cool to me. And I mean, I didn't make it on my own. Elijah was almost half of the work. He was there with me in the trenches getting it done. So I can't say it's, like, just my project, because he put a ton of work into it as well. But I consider it to be my project in the sense that I conceived of it and I sort of birthed it, if that makes sense. If I hadn't done anything, it would not exist. Oh, this is getting a little heated. So, I suppose one lesson is this: you are capable of more than you think you are, right? You can make a film if you want to. Like, I've got no training in film production. Sure, I've watched a lot of films, and sure, I'm a creative person, but I've never, like, properly made a film before. So, like, you can't say that I have experience or something, and that's why I was able to do it. It was purely just me wanting to make a thing, and then me putting in some work to make sure that I could make the thing, and then me just executing on what I planned to do, what I decided to do. So, first of all, you know, you're capable of more than you think, but also, like, the biggest barrier that is in the way of you doing anything you want to do is just putting in the work, like sitting down and getting it done. Like, because I conceived of this project a while ago. I actually conceived of the project sometime in the summer, but it was only when I sat down, wrote out the whole screenplay, and then scheduled times to go out and film it that it actually got made. So as much as you might have an idea for a project, it's nothing until you make it, and the only way that it's going to be made is if you just make it, right? So I suppose the two lessons, if you want to take two lessons out of this, is you are capable of more than you think, and the biggest barrier between you and making any project is yourself. So, yeah, keep that in mind, I suppose. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I just wanted to record a sort of casual video. I wanted to record something, and this is what I ended up making. So, there's that. I'd just like to say thank you for listening, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting me. This channel is going to slow down a bit you're not going to see many videos on here, and that's because I've decided to publish most of my content from now on my main channel so that it's less splintered and, you know, everything's in the same place. And the purpose of the main channel is for people to follow stuff that I make. I mean, as selfish as that sounds, like, it's about me. And so all the cool stuff I make, I want that to be in the same place. So yeah, this channel is basically from now on just going to be random videos like this whenever I feel like talking about something. It's kind of more of like personal stuff, I suppose, as opposed to like entertainment. So I guess you can look forward to content at some point in the future, not consistently, that's for sure. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say. Thank you and goodbye.